Hi guys, welcome back to for day 8's bonus episode. This is where our stories get a little romance going on. So to that end, we will be doing a true love story spread. For this exercise, I'm going to be working with my mini Zerner Farber tarot. This is one of the most beloved decks that I have in my whole collection. Not because it's like super rare or anything like that. It actually used to belong to my wonderful, beautiful friend Jan. Hi Jan, I hope you see this. And yeah, so every time I use this deck, I feel very connected to her. She's got this amazing energy that I feel like she just kind of imparted on this deck, and yeah, I really love it. It's also, I use this deck primarily for romance readings. I don't know why. I think maybe because the imagery is so charming and so sweet and romantic to me. But from the first day that I got it, I was like, this is my love deck. This is the one. So, got my notes open. We're going to craft a love story. Okay. So go ahead and shuffle your deck and start drawing your cards however it feels right. The way that I structured this spread, you will have the two members of the relationship, unless you decide to go poly and have more than 2 people in this relationship. But you'll have the two partners on the top row right next to one another. You will have 3 cards in the middle and then 1 card at the bottom. So it's gonna form like a little heart shape and it'll look so cute in pictures. Okay. I did want to mention you can do the character interview that you did for your hero and your villain again for your love interest. You know, all the same questions if you want to really get to know that character. You can also do that that character interview spread for all of the day 8 characters that you're meeting. You know, just yeah, like if you have one of those characters that you just want to know more about, like I definitely recommend doing that interview again. So card number 1 represents our hero or heroine in the relationship. For my lady, I pulled the 4 of Hearts. And so I'm going to read her as the 4 of Hearts as someone who she's waited a long time, you know, like she hasn't been in many relationships. She didn't want to waste her time on something that wasn't real, and she didn't want to waste her time on something that was just because. You know, she wanted real, actual, true love, and she waited for it. Yeah, so that's how I'm reading her. Her partner, ooh. So initially her partner showed up way back, episode 1 or 2, I can't remember, ADD brain. But initially her partner showed up as the Queen of Cups, and today she's showing up as the Empress. Really, really love that. The Empress is very powerful. I don't always read her as like the mother. Very often when I see the Empress, I think of Queen Elizabeth I. She's like my immediate knee-jerk reaction because she never had children, and yet she was the mother to a nation. Not just a nation, she was the mother to an empire, essentially. you know, and empiricism is bad, and colonization is bad, but I don't want to be too critical of her over that, when we should probably spend a lot more time criticizing all of the men in positions of power who did those same things and did them more frequently, because they were more frequently the ones in power. So anyway, so yeah, I usually read the Empress as a very, very powerful, very dynamic woman who has high standards, does not accept bullshit, you know, and will not, like, refuses to give her power away. It was speculated that Elizabeth I might have been a lesbian. I don't know, you know, I don't think there's any way for us to really figure out the truth of that at this point. For those of you that want to believe that, I think that's great. I don't necessarily believe that she was gay. I think that she just knew, you know, basically what would happen to her if she were to marry a man. So she just chose to be alone, period. Maybe she was asexual. We will never know. She can be whatever you want her to be. Yeah, so the Empress represents the love interest. She's very nurturing, very caring, very powerful, very protective. Yeah, like, this makes a lot of sense, especially in light of everything we're discovering about her story so far. 3 shows us how they will meet or how they met. I pulled the King of Hearts. I think one of them had a male suitor at some point, and he's the reason that the two of them met, and I think that is deliciously satisfying to me, so I'm just gonna leave that at that. You know, maybe these 2 ladies were out being squired by some pretty gross dudes, and they, like, saw one another across a crowded jazz lounge and locked eyes, and that was all she wrote. Okay. Number 4 tells us where they meet. Ace of Pentacles. So that changes my story a little bit, or it changes what I just said. They're not meeting at a smoky, Prohibition era jazz lounge. Rather, they're meeting at someone's palatial estate. You know, they're meeting at someone's home, I would say, and probably at some sort of stupid party for rich people. Yeah. Question 5, or card 5 rather, indicates what their initial feelings to one another are. I pulled the 8 of Wands. The 8 of Wands is about release, but I'd rather read it as relief. Like, and maybe it's not even initially a romantic connection. It's just like that connection of kindred spirits, because I know when I'm in a social situation where I feel very out of place, and I feel like both of them would be very out of place. They're strong, independent women that are, you know, way before their time. I feel like this kind of scene would be very uncomfortable for both of them. So maybe seeing that kindred spirit and making that connection has that aspect of relief, like they can finally, like, breathe and not feel so uptight and so suffocated by the situation. So I like that. Okay. Finally, we get to card number 6. This is the outcome for the relationship. I'm a little bit trepidatious about pulling this one. I want them to have a happy ending, and I may not fucking accept it if this card is not a happy ending that I have envisioned for my girls, because I really want them to work out. Oh God, thank God. Okay, look, it's the 10 of Pentacles, y'all. Like, they are gonna get their happily ever after. Somehow, some way, they're getting their happily ever after. The tarot says so. I say so. It's gonna happen. Yeah. Okay. So, that was your true love story spread. Hush, baby. That's your true love story spread. I hope you guys had fun going through that one and learning more about your character and their love interest. And if you haven't yet, follow me on Instagram and Facebook at East of the Moon Tarot. Go join the Divination Guild group on Facebook, where I'm hosting these challenges and